exasperated, man. This is fun. You're supposed to have fun.
You know,
you're
I always
meeting
have
different
that
people. You're seeing.
You know, I always have that challenge with my name. So individuals would tend to say Engel, some would say Angel, but I think 99% sees it as Angel, and I think it's Engel because of Engelbert Humperdinck. I think it's Engelbert's fault.
I think Engel's, you know, you have to have a hard consonant in your name, like to connote a little power. Like Jack has a hard J, right off the get-go. Henry,
yeah, there's no challenge there.
Donald
with Jack. Donald. There's no challenge with Jack.
I mean, you start listening and think about it.
You said Donald, and I actually thought Donald Duck. I was fascinated.
I wasn't thinking about it. Well, why did your mind go cartoon instead of political?
Well, I guess.
I was just stirring. You know what I was doing, where I was prodding just to see.
Yeah, I did see that. Well, I've interviewed so many people. I'm learning.
I'm not anybody.
You're a great guy.
I'm a different guy. I'm a different kind of animal.
Jack Hobbs.
That's it. Like the cricket player. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, same here. Do you watch cricket?
No, but you know what? They have a great infrastructure here in Dallas. Oh my God, it's monstrous.
That's great. Yeah, cricket is big in the Caribbean. I played cricket for a bit. Yeah.
Did you?
I did.
What position did you play?
I was a bowler.
Okay.
Yeah, loved it.
Well, you know, here they have it's either Pakistani, Indian. I forget who.
Yeah, we are West Indies.
Yeah, the West Indies always win. Well, they go again. No, I take that back.
So much, yeah.
The Pakistanis are
Australians are great.
Australian good?
Australians.
I've never seen any Australian.
Yeah, they're very
cricket.
good. So tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
My talents? I have a bad habit. I respond to things on LinkedIn.
Who did you learn that from? Responding to
my thumbs just have their own lifestyle. I don't know what happens. Is I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I am obsessive with success, and I continue to just respond to things that I feel in the auxiliary world that we're in. This is what you're doing is very interesting.
I appreciate it.
And I think very beneficial for the space.
That's podcast community
podcast,
space
audio, video.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I think as I did in my past career in Spanish language TV and radio, it had all about evangelizing. And this is taking evangelism into a different space. It takes it into the marketplace, and I think that every platform, producer, aggregator should be doing the same thing and should support what you're doing.
That's wonderful. I appreciate that.
They really should. I think the more people who are talking about it know how to push the purple button and start to download programs, the better.
Yeah, that's great. You look as though you mean that from your heart.
I'm serious. I mean, I put 2.5 of my years, 2.5 years of my money, my time, my effort, and when I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, that's what I'm driven by.
Where did that come from, that inspiration or even that decision?
You know, when Mr. MasterCard and Mr. Visa hit you at the end of the month, that inspiration is right there to get that paid. There's a little bit of inspiration there. But, you know, look, you either go big or you go home. What we've built at Revolver is...
tell us more about Revolver.
So Revolver, we're a 60 show plus multicultural platform.
That's wonderful.
You know, obviously I started in the Spanish language media side, built that out from within the radio division and all of that. We actually went into the space quite by accident in 2006 at Univision Radio, and as the numbers started to tank and with PPM coming in and all of that, the personal people meters, the new measurement on with Nielsen and Arbitron into Nielsen. We looked for a way to help our advertisers stay on our platform at radio. So my brother Steven, who is the co-founder, said, listen, we should go digital, and that's how we started doing it in 2006 at Univision Radio. We really didn't
Which is
have
new.
an idea.
Around 2005, 2006 is.
It was, you had to be an engineer to know how to download things.
Yeah.
And we had no idea what we had. But all of a sudden, we ended up being number 2, number 3, number 4 on the charts at Apple.
Yeah.
And we're like, what does this mean? Why am I only getting 10,000 downloads? I want 100,000. So it really kind of built on that success.
Good.
And we started in the Spanish language programs only, but we pivoted when we had a couple success stories with our road tripping with the Cleveland Cavaliers and Jason Flom and wrongful conviction. So those programs kind of help set us into a bilingual, call it multicultural platform, and that's where we are now.
That's good. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Tell me one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
One thing that I've done consistent over the last 3 years is drink a lot of coffee, do a lot of running, and make a lot of phone calls.
I'm laughing because he comes in here and he's like, do you guys have coffee?
I drink my 3 cups in the morning, and that's all I have all day.
How does it make
consistently, I'm always on the lookout for good talent, always on the lookout for good programming ideas. Consistently trying to rehash, revisit, reinvent what's been said and done into a different form.
Love it.
The audio and video form has to migrate. As you see, this business changes every 30 days. It really does. I mean, I guess the growth is great, but consumers are changing and morphing into different kind of listeners,
which is challenging,
and consumers, and it's very challenging. It means the old school media that is either too slow to respond is going to get, unfortunately, not left behind, but they'll be secondary and third tier. Listeners and viewer options.
How does it make you feel looking back in terms of you being this consistent guy, how does it make you feel seeing your consistency and the value you've gotten from it?
Well, that's a pretty big word, consistent. I look at trying to be one step ahead of the next, my competitors. There's a lot of good players out there in the podcast and audio field. I'm a little guy. I'm learning every day. We're building every day. We've got Univision as a partner, a strategic partner, investor, and obviously we're going through its second round and doing all of that.
How does it make you feel?
It is good. It's a great pat on the back. It's not a hug. I like to engage more and more. Strategic partners are that.
It's a big question, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel.
I've seen that question be deflected. How does it make you feel?
What? Everybody likes the security of a big company around you.
Yeah.
And you know what? And Univision's been good to me my whole career. I mean, they've been with them since it's the only job I ever had at Univision, and they stepped up to the plate and helped when we needed it and got it done, and continue to help us. And so it's a great thing to have somebody like that behind us. But I also work with other media companies as well, and we kind of try to position ourselves as Switzerland. Or Costa Rica. We don't like to have. We don't want any enemies. We want to work with everybody.
That's good. Before I go on though, how does it make you feel, looking back, being consistent over time? How does it make Jack Hobbs feel?
Well, I just tried to do throughout my careers to make sure that everything had a rhyme or reason at the end of the day. To build a program. Does it bring a message? Does it bring revenue? Does it bring a good light on what we're trying to do? Things like wrongful conviction, which is a social phenomena, if you will, in terms of talking to people that have been incarcerated for 20 years for wrongdoings they didn't commit. To programs like Piolín, who was the top Spanish language delivery operation in the country, who he's reaching out to a Latino dominant audience. It makes me feel good to see that these guys are delivering a message that people really take home, take in, consume, and enjoy.
I love that.
And the numbers show that.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that. Let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water.
Let's go. Let's take that. Let's go back there now.
What is your?
I used to live in Puerto Rico. I love the La Isla.
What is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory. My father putting me into a wheelbarrow and throwing me down the hill and flipping over, and my mother's face going.
How old were you?
With her mouth open. I was about 3 years old.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Because it just built my whole risk-taking mentality throughout my entire life.
So he literally put you and pushed you?
It was a three-wheeled barrel.
We call it a barrel in Trinidad.
The barrel, yeah,
right.
barrel. And my father was just being funny, and he just put me in there, not knowing that there was a little incline on the side of the house. And that thing hit a rock and flipped over. And my I could still see my mom looking with her mouth open, like, what the devil did you just do?
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
You know what? It started because I must have got a shot of adrenaline when I was 3 years old.
Can I offer an interpretation to the third picture?
Let me hear it.
I love the idea that something that seems as though it cannot move, because the barrel really is engineering at its best, right? And that you have to raise it for it to be able to go forward.
Remember, all that was over that barrel's lip of the top was my eyes, holding on like this, with my hands on the side, and all of a sudden that thing was up, wheels up.
I love the metaphor though, in terms of you and what you're engineering to get off to be able to go. And of course, you do hit rock sometimes, but it's so necessary.
You're always going to, when you mow the field, mow the grass, you're going to hit rocks.
Yeah.
And until you build that baseball field that is Fenway Park or Yankee Stadium, you're going to hit rocks and stones, and it's going to come. You're going to want to cry.
Yeah.
You're going to lose a game.
Yeah.
But the success of the mark of a good person and a successful business guy is to know how to get around those, and how once you hit that rock or you lose that game, how to come back the next day.
I love that. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
12 years old, Steppenwolf.
Yeah. What song by Steppenwolf?
I like to I forget the name of the song.
Last night I was looking at Steppenwolf's song.
Get out of here.
I'm telling you.
Get out of here. Are you telling me stories now?
I'm telling you because
this is the time machine, or are we going forward now?
Someone that I interviewed chose that song, right? So I was like, let me go check out the song, and it was I like
Magic Carpet Ride.
So that was the exact song.
Yeah, I think you're pulling my leg.
I'm
Amanda,
serious.
I'm calling bullshit on
serious.
this.
So his name is Scott Schilling. I have him today.
Scott Schilling's on my platform.
Oh my gosh!
Blonde hair dude.
Yes, so it was him. Yeah. So I was listening to his podcast and he chose that song.
His podcast is on with me.
I didn't even know that.
Making Giants.
Born to be Wild is something they sang as well, right? So I went to that. I listened to that.
Talking with Giants.
Yeah. That's great. Love it. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we
have arrived at the destination.
Yeah. Before we get off of this time machine,
we're at the station.
There's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no. All right, you ready for this?
Go.
Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I have.
Are you married?
I am.
Do you have children?
I do.
Do you believe in God?
Vote?
Do you believe in God?
I do believe in God. I was going to say I vote too.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8?
More.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Jack Hobbs, what would you say that is?
The statement represents Jack Hobbs. the aggressive, the forward-thinking, and hopefully compassionate kind of a guy that would be willing to build a company, to build a platform, and to also help in the community.
Love it. Jack, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Well, this is an amazing audience. This is a great time, great coffee, and this has been a great conversation. And you know, I think you're doing a great job in terms of getting this conversation out into the marketplace. You should be not doing 1,000, but you should be doing 2,000.
I appreciate it.
And you know what? Even if you're doing one that's good, is a good testament to what you're doing.
I love it. Jack Hobbs, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Boom! Did you have fun?
Boom.
High five. Did you have fun?
I had fun. Let me finish my coffee though.